welcome. So good to have you here with us on another episode of Away We Go. My name is Dan Vasquez, and I'm so happy that you are here with us today as we are going on another amazing adventure to a unique land, a unique country far away, a land known as the land of ice and fire. And I'm talking of no other but the country of Iceland. Iceland. So I'm just so happy that you are here with me, joining me today. I want to give you some practical things about traveling, and then we're going to go into a Google Earth virtual tour, and then I'm going to show some of my personal pictures from my travel to my visit to Iceland. And first of all, if you are here and you're watching live on Facebook, or if you're watching live on Zoom, please go ahead and start typing your questions. Anything you might want to know. I don't know. I'm not promising I have all the answers, but we can search out the answers together, and there might be something that I might know. I have had the privilege to travel to different parts of the world over the last 10 years, and visited 4 different continents, and visited from the north to the south, east, and west. And traveling is a great passion of me. So if you're watching this show, I believe you're also sharing that passion with me. So we're going to go in just a moment. But before we go, let me just give you some information about Iceland. Iceland is in the north of Europe. Actually, Iceland, it's a European country. Most people don't realize that, but it is a European country. Iceland is the home of about 350,000 people only. That's it for the entire nation. 350,000 people. And it is an amazing land. And now, for all the ladies listening, if you do not like, or maybe some guys too, but if you especially do not like ants, let's say worms, snakes, spiders, Iceland is a country you want to visit, because it is one of the few countries in the world where there is no snakes, there is no spiders, there is no ants. Why? Because basically Iceland, it's a volcano and they cannot survive on the hot temperature of that island. So let's go now right into Google Earth as I take you on this this tour of the nation of Iceland. So this is our world. You're looking right now at the and here we are. Let me search first Columbus, Ohio, because that's where we're located. Now, if you're an AMP participant, I want to thank you so much for being with us. And we're going to start right here. This is your hometown, Columbus, Ohio. And we are right here in the city of Columbus. We're going to get on the airport, and we are going to right here is our airport. So to get to Iceland, how do I get to Iceland the fastest way? So you have to take from Columbus, Ohio. You can make it there in 2 flights. There are no straight flights, but you can go from John Glenn Columbus International Airport. Do you need a passport to go into Iceland? Yes, you do. You need a passport basically to leave the United States. About 5 years ago, the government decided that it is best for every person to have a passport, and if you're going to leave the country or come back into the country, you definitely need a passport. Now, but there is one thing. The passport is your personal identification. And then in the passport, in the pages of the passport, you get something called a visa. A visa, V-I-S-A. And a visa is basically a traveling document or a permission. Certain countries require a visa to enter the country. Such is the case for the United States. every person around the world that wants to come into the United States needs to have a visa. There are only two nations in the world that have such a great relationship with the US that do not require a visa. And those are citizens of Canada and citizens of Bermuda. So if you're a Canadian or a Bermudan, you do not need a visa. Now, if you are from the European Union, you get permissions to enter without a visa, but limited only for 90 days. And you can enter the United States. So just as the United States, we're looking right now at in the screen at John Glenn Columbus International Airport, and this is where we're going to start our journey. So I'm just talking about visas and passports. So just as the U.S. requires a visa to enter, other countries also require a visa. In countries like Russia, Brazil, India, you as a U.S. citizen, you have to get a visa. Now, do you need a visa, a traveling permission to enter Iceland? Because Iceland is part of the European Union, you do not need a visa to enter. So what you would do is you go right here to John Glenn International Airport. You can catch a flight. I know Delta flies there, and you will fly from Columbus to New York City, either to LaGuardia or to JFK. I believe JFK is the one that gives a daily flight into Reykjavik. So anyway, we're gonna go from Columbus, Ohio, and we'll go right. Let's go to New York City, JFK. JFK International Airport, just so you know where it is. And we'll go right here on the screen from Columbus. It's not a long flight. It's only an hour and a half flight, and it gets you right into JFK. We're looking at right now at JFK International Airport. I want to show you, you know what, it will be cool to see since we're already so close. Why don't we look into Manhattan, which is not far from Manhattan. You can actually take a train from JFK all the way to Manhattan. Now, JFK is not in Manhattan. I went a little too far. I'm sorry about that. I think it's in Queens. So there is New York. Let me. For some reason, I can't turn around like the other one. Okay. So there is New York City. JFK is right there, and let's look at where the city is, where the famous parts of New York are. Now we're just doing a little layover into New York before we go into Iceland, because if you're gonna be in New York, my goodness, you gotta see this majestic island. This is Manhattan, the island of Manhattan, and there is where all of the buildings are. There are basically two parts for New York City. You see the main part where all of these skyscrapers buildings are, and then in the south part of Manhattan you see the rest of the buildings, and we can have a 3D. Let's do a 3D right here on this part of Manhattan, as you can see it. Now today we're talking about Iceland. Again, if you just join in, we are just taking a little layover through New York, because if you're close to New York, come on, you gotta take some hours and visit New York. This is where the rest of Manhattan is, Times Square, the Chrysler Building, all kinds of stuff. And here is the Central Park, which is right in New York. One time I was in New York, I tried to do the bicycle. I rented a bicycle and I said I'm gonna go all around the Central Park. And half an hour later I decided Central Park is too big, and I turned the bicycle back on and got on an Uber and went to wherever I needed to go. Anyway, so here is Central Park, and let me show you where the airport is. JFK, like I said, you can take a little train, subway. It's not a subway because it's not on the ground. I think it goes underground sometimes, but you can take a train from the airport right into Manhattan. So that's probably about 45 minutes, an hour maybe. And the airport JFK is over in this side. So anyway, so we're in JFK. We took a little tour over New York City. Now we're gonna get in the plane to our next destination, which is the capital of Iceland, Reykjavik. Reykjavik. And we are going from here all the way to the north. You're going to pass Canada, you're going to pass Newfoundland and Labrador, and you're getting right here. Now, this is the land of ice and fire. We are right here in Iceland. Iceland, of course, is an island. Let me give you a little background of this island. This island was abandoned for many years, but during the time of the Vikings, when 2 weeks ago we visited Norway. If you didn't watch that show, I suggest you go back into our Facebook page at Columbus Literacy Council, and you can watch that Facebook page and learn a little bit about Norway. But the Norwegians had the Vikings, right? So the Vikings dominated the world for a time. They were controlling different parts, but not all of the Vikings were nice. And all of the Vikings that were that had committed a crime, or they were executed, or they were not executed, but they were rejected or pushed away as a punishment for the disobedience or the breaking of their loyalty. They were sent to Iceland. And just like the British sent their bad people to Australia, the Norwegians sent their bad people to the island of Iceland, and this is how the nation begins to form. Actually, Iceland speaks, their language is the Icelander, which is an old form of Norwegian. So if you listen to the Norwegian language and then you listen to the Icelander language, it's very similar. It's just very, very old. It's like you're listening to Spanish from Mexico and the Spanish from Spain, the old people from Spain speaking that language. So you can actually find out where the language, the root of the Norwegian and the Icelander language comes from. So this is the island of Iceland, and as you can see, it is a humongous island, and we're gonna go right into the capital, which is on the west southeast part of the island, and you can see it right here on the screen. We're going to Reykjavik. So this is the capital, and this is where half of the population, probably 2/3 of the population of the entire country of Ireland, lives here in the capital, Reykjavik. So again, how do you get to Iceland? You will fly from New York City into Reykjavik. The flight is only 5.5 hours. It's not a very long flight. You do get 2 meals though in the flight. You know that if you fly for long, you get meals on the plane. If the flight is over 8 hours, you get 3 meals. But because it's only 2 hours, you get 2 meals. If it's 3 hours, 4 hours, you get 1 meal. If it's less than 3 hours or 2.5 hours, you don't get any meal at all. So you can only snack. Anyway, so we are here, right here in the capital, Reykjavik. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Reykjavik. I don't think you pronounce the J. Reykjavik. Anyway, let's do a 3D right here of the capital of Iceland. So this is where you would land, and I'm telling you, once you set a foot in this city, you already know you are in some other part of the world. Iceland, when people ask me what are some of your favorite places of the countries you visited, nearly 40 countries, I say it depends on what you want to see. I mean, if you want to see technology, if you want to see architecture, if you want to see history, if you want to see nature. So if you're into nature, Iceland would be the perfect visit for you, because the nature in this country is breathtaking. It's completely breathtaking. So let me just show you a little bit of this city. Reykjavik, I believe, it's home to 150,000 people. Not a whole lot of people. I mean, Canal Winchester has about approximately the same amount of people, but you can see um, the city and how it is built. Now everything must be insulated because the temperatures in Iceland, you are way up north, and actually this last week, something very special happened in the country of Iceland that happens once a year, and that is the midnight sunlight. You heard me right, midnight sunlight, because of the location that Iceland, or because of the way that Iceland is located in the world. They're in such north part of the world. In the summer, there is a day of the year where the sun is midnight and the sun does not go down. It only goes all the way to the horizon. It hovers in the horizon, and throughout the whole night the sun stays there, and then in the morning, early morning, 4 in the morning, the sun starts going right back up, and it never goes down. So that happened anyway. So let's go right into Reykjavik. But before we go into that, I want to show you some pictures from Reykjavik. I think you're seeing some right here. Let me show you some of what Reykjavik looks like. So I'm showing you pictures from the airplane right here. That's where you will be landing. Now it's funny that Iceland is I wanted to take a moment and look at this picture on your screen. Iceland is green and Greenland is ice. Do you see the difference? You see how the white part that you see, that's Greenland. Well, there's nothing green in Greenland. Well, most of the country of Greenland is covered by ice, and all of Iceland, you see a lot more green in Iceland than Reykjavik. So we're looking here at some of the cities, and you see where Reykjavik is located in the island, so you have an idea. Now, what a lot of people do when they come here into Iceland is they rent cars. You can rent a car, and then they drive around the island. That will take you approximately about a week. And this is me getting off the plane right here from my flight. You see the Icelanders here. It was a rainy, windy day, but I was super excited to get off the plane and get right here. Icelanders. The Icelanders have Rolls-Royce engines. You heard me right. Icelanders have Rolls-Royce engines, so you can tell those are pretty good, solid airplanes. So here is the airport in Reykjavik. Here's some murals. Now there is a lot of movies that are made here. Wool, leather from the animals, and that's some of the places. Welcome to the home of Icelandair. Here's some statues from the airport. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is a gentleman right here. He's probably Scottish, but Icelanders also use these skirt kind of outfits. So for all those guys that ever wanted to try it out and not be judged by it, you can go to Iceland and wear one of those. And it's basically shorts with different views. So there's some statues of Iceland, the men pointed in all parts of the world. So I want to show you this few things about you see the rainbow that was welcoming me when I got there. Now Iceland has their own currency. They do take the euro, but they have their own, the crowns, their own money. I don't have an example of that money because I'll tell you in just a moment. Iceland is here's Reykjavik. So Iceland is one of the most expensive countries in the world. It is 97% the cost of living to the United States. 97%. What does that mean? That means that it's almost double of what it costs here in the United States. It will cost you in Iceland. For example, a loaf of bread. You can buy a loaf of bread here in America. I just bought one on Saturday from Kroger, and it's about $4.50. A good loaf of bread. I'm talking about the grain with wheat and everything on it. It's about $4.50. Well, that piece of bread in Iceland will cost you $10 to $11. Here is a meal I had. Okay, just this meal was about $40 US, and this is actually lobster soup. That was amazing. And you see this bread. When they were serving me, I told the lady, could you please get me something from here, something local? And she said, I'm gonna give you lava bread. They call this lava bread because of the dark, and it was pretty hard. But I'm telling you, this was delicious. You see some of the language right here on the of the Icelander that they speak. And then I got into my tour that I took on right into the land, inside the land. Now, when you are going on the bus and you get about 30 minutes away from Reykjavik, that's where you feel like you're literally in another world. I mean, it looks so foreign, and then you start looking at the mountains with the snow on the top, and I many times, I mean, I'm going on the bus and I'm pointing out and I'm saying, is this a picture or is this real? And you have to touch the window to say, this is real. This is real. So normally the flight from New York to Iceland leaves at they give you a little GPS on the tour, so you can know all the places that you will visit, and in every place you can be listening and learning about the places. I'm telling you, Iceland has some high technology. So you normally land in Iceland to Reykjavik around 5:30 in the morning, so I would suggest to sleep as much as you can, or just pull through, go a full night of no sleep, or the night before you leave. It's good to sleep, because once you get into Europe, you always have to struggle with something called jet lag. If you've never experienced that, it's not fun. It's like if you had a full night of no sleep. And you can start seeing right here. Again, if you want to feel solitude, if you want to feel like you are the last person in the earth in a place where there is nobody out there, this is the place you want to come, right here into Iceland. Now let me take right quick a little detour, because a friend of mine visited Iceland, and he had some pictures, Alex Dvor, and I'll have to check out right here right quick, and I'll get right here into photos. Let me see if they come in from today. There we go. Yes, so this is some of Alex Dvor's pictures. Alex, I'm showing your stuff right here. He's a professional photographer, and he's been to Iceland as well, so I wanted to show you some of his pictures. Alex is a great photographer who also travels the world. And look at this. Now, one of the unique things about Iceland is that the beach is actually black, completely black. The sand is black, and it's called the Black Beach, because all of the sand right there, as you can tell in this picture, is black. Why is black? Because of the volcanoes. Remember, Iceland is basically a humongous, there are volcanoes in Iceland, so the lava has run in years past and has burned the sand, so the sand is completely dark, and that's what causes the dark sand. But you can see some of the pictures right here. I mean, some breathtaking images of this beautiful country. There's just some of the cars you rent. That's a French brand car, Renault. I don't know if we have Renaults here in the US. We probably do, but they're not very popular. So you can rent a Renault and go a whole week, sleep in the car, like my friend Svor Alex did. And these are some of his pictures right here. Now, the amount of waterfalls in Iceland is unreal. I don't know, per capita, it's probably the world with the most waterfalls than anybody else in the world. The amount of water that runs through the country is unbelievable. I love this picture right here. You can see how the sun is hitting on the top. Like I said, like I said, when you go to Iceland, it's like you feel like you're in Mars or in Jupiter. You feel like you're all by yourself, and you are in a different land. If you like nature and everything, this is a great place to see. Here's another picture where you can appreciate the color of the beach and the black sand that you see right here. Just beautiful. There's the hot springs. That's another big thing that you do in Iceland. Here are some of the waterfalls. And look at this. So Iceland is well known for the glaciers, and these bodies of ice, because of the cold, form some of the most beautiful images that you will see in the country. Again, you see some of the pictures here, just beautiful. There's the small roads. That's as wide as they get in the whole country. That's as wide as you get. Well, maybe in Reykjavik you get 2 lanes in both sides, but that's about it. So you gotta be a good. Oh, that's it for that. Let me go back to Google Earth, and well, let me show you some of my pictures here. Now these are mine from my trip, and look at that. If you wanna write a book or need a place to go and meditate and think, Iceland is a good place. It's not cheap, but it's worth it. The average cost of a hotel in Iceland is about $130 per night, and that's a pretty standard cost. So I want to show you something majestic. Okay, so look at the views that you get here. I mean, it's quite special, isn't it? So I'm gonna go slow so you can enjoy some of the pictures. And again, the clouds. One of the things here in Iceland is the weather is something that you cannot ignore. Every day you must take a look at the weather and see what you're expecting, because you can get snow, you can get rain, you can get wind, and the wind is incredible, or you can get also volcano activity. But that's one of the reasons why, again, I repeat, this is one of the reasons why snakes and spiders and bugs cannot survive in this island. So this is a good place for you to go. I love this picture of the nature from here. So again, if you have any questions, go ahead and submit your questions through Zoom, or I think we're getting some questions there. There I am. But there is something that I must not ignore, and there is something I need to share with you. So right here where I'm standing, this is a very important place in Iceland, because did you know that there is a place where you can touch the continent of Europe and the continent of America at one time? Well, within a few seconds. And it is right here in Iceland. How can you touch America and Europe in one place? You do it right here in this location in Iceland. And let me show you how this works. Because of the tectonic plates in the Earth, as you know, the Earth is divided by tectonic plates, and here is a picture of how that works. So there is the ocean ridge. This was discovered during World War II with the submarines, when the Nazis were sending submarines underwater, and they discovered that in the area between America and Europe, they found a ridge of mountains, and they run right through the ocean. And if you were to look at the whole picture of the world, it looks like the seam of a baseball, how the baseball is cut and sewed in the middle. So it does in the middle of the Earth, in the ocean between America and Europe, and it runs all the way. But this is the amazing thing: the tectonic plates connect right through the country of Iceland. And right here you can see the cross, the ocean spreading, and you see right here the green area, that's Iceland, and they connect. So you literally stand between two continents, and you can touch Europe and you can touch America within a few seconds. And I'll show you a picture of this. This is a picture of an old picture. This is the name of the place. I'm not going to venture to pronounce it. Well, I will. Pingvellir. This is the area. And let me show you right here. And right here in this picture, I'm touching Europe. In the next picture, I'm touching America. So Europe, America, all within a few seconds. And in this piece of land right here, where all the tourists are going, this is the place where two continents connect. You can touch Europe and America at the same time, which I think it's quite fantastic. So you take a little path right here through both continents, and this is the connection of the two continents. So this is something cool if you want to do that you can do when you're there. Here's again a little video of me walking right through the two continents. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I'm showing you right here the side of America, and then right here the side of Europe. So there are comments in Zoom. Robert, I might need some help. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the explanation on the visas. Yes, most people don't know about the visa documents, that you do need a visa to enter different countries. Let me go back out here and let me show you some of the pictures in here. I mean, they're just unbelievable. Now, I might need some technical support because my computer, because I'm using this new system, is running out of battery soon. So I'm at 6%, and I think the battery is right here. So, all right, I think we're getting some questions. Let me see. Look at these pictures. Yes, to enter Argentina, Americans need to apply for a visa. The kills are awesome. So for a 7-day trip, I mean, well, if you're not counting the air flight, which the airplane might take you, might cost about maybe $1,200, you might get $800 is a really good deal to get to Iceland. But again, that flight from JFK to Reykjavik, it's a flight. I remember when I took that flight, it had like 150 open seats. So again, the population of the nation is only 350,000 people. So it's not a whole lot of traffic there. I'm sure in the winter. In the winter, it's a lot easier to travel there than in the summer. I'm sure in the summer there will be a lot more people that want to go to Iceland. So probably the prices drop, but I think $700 for a flight from New York to Reykjavik is a good price. Maybe $1,200 is reasonable. Anything above that will be maybe too much. So if you want to be there for a week, I would say for food and accommodations, maybe $1,500 is reasonable. So I think you can plan a week trip to Iceland for maybe $3,000. That's not counting souvenirs. So if you want to buy souvenirs or anything like that, I wouldn't be counting on that. So maybe $3,050. That will be reasonable to cost. That will be a reasonable cost for you to be able to visit this island. And you say, well, that's a lot of money. Well, yeah, but when you go to another country, you are getting richer, and there are some things that money cannot buy, and the experiences that you get here and to see. I mean, if you love rocks and different things, I mean, it is completely worth it. Here you see me on the glaciers. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But here is again the little path where the two continents connect, as you're looking in the screen. And this was in April when I was there 2 years ago, April of 2018. These pictures are from April, and there you see the Iceland flag, which is very similar to Norway. It's very similar to the Norwegian flag. So the ties, and originally speaking, because Iceland and Norway is very close. Actually, I was on my way to Norway when I stopped into Iceland, and the flight from Reykjavik to Oslo, it's about 3.5 hour flight. Now you have to know one thing that I messed up on my flight was the time change. So Iceland runs in a different time zone than Norway. And when I got there, I was like, where's my other hour? I was missing an hour there. So there's an hour difference between these two. And there's a video right here of my walks through this beautiful part. So yeah, so when you're traveling, there are things you have to consider. You have to consider a good night of sleep. Rest is very, very important. You need to be hydrated, especially if you're flying a lot, because the higher you are on the plane, the more radiation you're getting. You want to be hydrated. So yeah, you want to be prepared for that. Here's another picture of the flag. Let me see if I can zoom in a little. Well, I can't. Anyway, but one advice that I would give you is get a good backpack. I am a student of backpacks. I have had many backpacks in my travels, and they're not paying me to say this, but the best one I found is London Fog. London Fog backpacks are probably the best I have had. Now the Swiss brand are the second, probably on the top, the Swiss, but London Fog is a very good brand for backpacks because your backpack is going to be your best friend. I have used my backpack as my only travel. It's been my pillow, it's been my companion, and the carrier of my food and my clothes and everything else, money and passports and all of that. So you want to get a good backpack. Now look at these rocks. I don't know if you're able to look at them closer in your screen, but the way they're cut, the way they are designed is unlike anything else I've ever seen in other countries. So this is just part of it. Now there are a few more things I want to show you today. Lots of history, and again, the views are beautiful, and the water. Now most of the people here for many years lived from the ocean, so fishing, hunting, sheep. And I want to show you something really cool, which is the Icelander horse. The Icelander horse, here's a beautiful cascade, like I said, waterfalls here in Iceland. There are hundreds of them, and they're very beautiful, very peaceful. And if you like waterfalls, this is a place you definitely want to come. But I want to show you the Icelander horse. Here it is. Where is my body? Yeah, there you go. This is a Icelander horse. Now these horses are not very tall. Some people will call them ponies. They're not ponies. They're horses, but they're very short. But to touch them, the thickness of their hairs, they have layers and layers. I mean, they were made by this climate. They are very beautiful, and they're very thick. I mean, my whole hand can probably fit right through all of their fur, but they need that in order to survive the winter. You can see a picture of them, and they're very friendly, very good animals, and you can stop there and pet them. I don't know if they'll let you ride them. So here I am with the horses, and then we go right to another part of Iceland, which I think is incredible. Let me show you this video first. And one of the most awesomest things, of course, Iceland is known for the Blue Lagoon, where you can get into the hot springs of water. Let me go right quick and show you Google the Blue Lagoon. So let me show you some pictures from the Blue Lagoon, the hot springs. Now the cost for the Blue Lagoon in Iceland, the cost for this is it's quite expensive. For the Blue Lagoon, I think it's about $200 when you consider everything that they are that they're offering you, because they're going to try to sell you. Well, you have to pay to be able to enter the water, and I think just the fee to enter the water is around $50 US, between 75 to $50 US, depends on your age. And you need a towel and you need sandals, because the rocks are very sharp in some of the places where you would go. You need different things to get there. But here's some pictures of the Blue Lagoon, and it's beautiful. A hot spring, for those of you who don't know, is water that is connected because of the volcano activity underground, and it's safe to go in there. So let's go back right here to the fountain. So that's one thing that you definitely want to do. If you are sensitive in your skin, make sure that you bring some cream or something, because many people experience this. They get a rash in the skin. Again, this is volcanic water. It's safe for humans to get in, but if you are extremely sensitive to your skin is probably going to get rashes. It's going to break out in some kind of reaction to the water, so you want to be careful with that. Here is again other pictures of the water, and yeah, you probably want to, for the hotels, I don't know if there are hotels besides Reykjavik. Again, the island, it will take you a little bit to go all around it, and but let me show you now this phenomenon, which we also have here in the United States, but here in Iceland was just very spectacular. And these are the geysers. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it pronounced glazers or geysers? Geysers. Okay, the geysers. So this right here, it's a picture. So there's some places in Iceland where there is a smoke coming out of the ground because of the volcano activity going on, and the water is warm, and then all of a sudden you'll see the water spurting out. So I gotta show you this. This place was phenomenal. How do you find the tours? You can find the tours right there from the airport. You can go in there and you can pay somebody to take you, to drive you around, and you can have a really nice day right there from the airport as soon as you get out. Now, Iceland immigration, I need to tell you, are one of the most friendliest in the world. I mean, they were so happy. You see all that smoke? It's natural. It's nothing burning on top of the ground. It's all coming from under the earth. Let me see. I think we're getting some questions here from the audience. Geysers is how it's pronounced. You do not need a car to get into Iceland. You have to fly or take a ferry or a boat, but that will take a little while. So you probably you can fly from Norway or from Ireland or from the UK. I think I have a picture to show you where all the locations where you can fly. But let me show you this. This is one of my favorite things right here. You can see right here some of the boiling water coming out from the ground. And just this alone, I mean, it's just worth seeing. You see the water bubbling, and it's super hot. And the smell of sulfur is also very special. The hard call, the fermented shark. Maybe I ate it. I don't know. I've learned a thing too when I'm traveling. It's better not to ask what you're eating. You just eat it. So here is probably one of the most famous geysers in Iceland, and we're waiting here for a few moments. And this place is just amazing. People from all over the world come to see this phenomenon, and it's like clockwork. Every other 5 minutes, there will be water shooting up from the ground all the way to the sky. I mean, some of this water goes 20-30 feet high in the air, and it's boiling water, and sometimes he'll come and get you. That's why they have to put a little restriction and tell you how far you can stand. But there is one that I like to show you. Where is it at? I believe it's this one right here. So let me forward a little bit where the moment comes, because again, so you have to be patient when you're standing there, because you're just I was just so excited to see this. And of course I had to record it in slow motion. Let me move it a little bit for slow motion. But again, if you have any questions, go ahead and shoot them up on Zoom or on Facebook. Are there any fun sci-fi tours that explore the journey at the center of the earth? I'm sure they are. I don't know for the moment. But you can take tours inside the caves. I know that's a big thing they do over there. I did not do that. I did not go into the geysers under the earth. I don't think I was quite prepared for the weather there. I went in April thinking that it was going to be a little warmer, and I did not have my heavy duty coat. So now let me show you this. The geyser is getting ready. There he goes. I'm gonna repeat it in just a moment. So you wait, and before you know it, here it goes. It's gonna come, and it's gonna shoot up right in the air. And like clockwork, every single day of the year, 365 days a year, every 5 minutes, this phenomenon just takes place. This water shooting out, boiling hot water that goes up into the sky, and it is just such a cool thing to see. Again, I loved seeing that and enjoying that. Okay, well, time is running right fast. There it is, one more time. Those are the geysers, and I know Yellowstone here in the U.S. has those, but there is one more thing I wanted to show you, and it's this place. My goodness, this is one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen in my life. Look at this waterfall. I mean, it was very similar to the Niagara Falls. I mean, the size, the video did not make just as the size of this thing. And it's not just that you see right on the screen, but it's the whole thing. It's so long. Let me show you another picture where you can appreciate the waterfall right here. As you can see right here, it's just breathtaking. Again, the amount of water that runs through this island is incredible. So anyway, there is so much to see in this nation that I would highly recommend. If you like nature. I will not sell my friend. This is a story of one of the investors wanted to come in and purchase the waterfall, and the person who was in charge of it said, I will not sell my friend, I will not sell it. And then somebody else came and then invested with that other person. This waterfall, there is also a story that goes with this waterfall, because it basically divides a large piece of the island. So many years ago, there were no breach. There was no breach there. So even to this day, there's not a breach from one place to the other. But they said that there was a farmer boy that fell in love with a girl who lived on the other side, and no one had ever crossed over. But he swam through these running waters, and he got to the other side, and he was able to conquer the heart of that girl. The story says they got married and lived happily ever after, and had very good kids, and the kids were very good citizens. So again, you can see right here the water falling out. This was one of my most favorite places of Iceland. I mean, just beautiful. You can just see there, and you feel so small. I think every one of us should visit places where you feel small, where you feel small. It's good. It's good to feel small by nature. So there I am. Some of the pictures of me there, and let me see if I can show you another one right here. Here's another one of those, and it's good for you to feel that way. Anyway, so this is just a little bit of Iceland. Let me go back to Google Earth and show you a little bit of where we were. Google Earth, let me see. So again, this is Reykjavik, right? The capital. And where these guys are now, the Blue Lagoon is on this area of the country. It's on this area, right around here. And let me see if there are views from that. I apologize about that. Hold on. Anyway, the waterfall and the geysers I was showing you are around this area. Let me. Oh. Let me see if I have. It's around this area where you see the. Let me see if I can get the Blue Lagoon here. The Blue Lagoon. Okay, well, it's taking us to this one over here on the southeast part, and let's look at the. Let's zoom in and see if you can see the water, because the color of the water is just unbelievable. So here we are getting close. That's where the Blue Lagoon retreats are, and that's where you would go into. Let's see some of the pictures. Here are some of the pictures of the Blue Lagoon, and that's what you would be seeing from there in person. And that's, people love to go in there, you know. This is like the water of the Caribbean. And again, this is hot boiling water that you can get if you like hot water. But of course, the temperature outside is so cold that when you get into the hot water, it kind of like it levels you up, so you get to really enjoy it. Anyway, so there you are. Let me zoom out again and show you the nation of Iceland. And again, this is if you love adventure, if you love solitude, if you love nature, I highly recommend the nation of Iceland, which is close to the Faroe Islands, country, and to Norway. And let me just give you an idea where it is. So from the US, which is all the way over here, all the way up here, next to Greenland. And ladies and gentlemen, this is, once again, the land of fire and ice, the land of Iceland. I hope you enjoyed our tour today. I hope you had a good time. This is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me on Away We Go. And I'm looking forward to next Monday. Now, next Monday, you don't want to miss it, because next Monday, we're going to the one and only country of Mexico. Mexico lindo y querido. So you don't want to miss. I got awesome tips. I got awesome locations for Mexico. So don't forget, next Monday, 11:30 a.m. live right here on Facebook and on Zoom. Have a great day. See you later.